But here I am talking to God last night. I was like, why can't I just be ordinary? I just want to be in the background. And after listening to God, he said, Abby, I never called you to be ordinary. Let's see if I can make this a little more clearer. So caterpillars are limited to their surroundings. They can't travel very far. They can't move very fast. Most of the time they spend hiding under leaves. I don't know, they just don't stand out. It's just not like ooh la la. They're just plain, they're simple, unextraordinary creatures. Reminds me that Jesus came into this world, he came humble in a lonely manner. He didn't stand out, his appearance was nothing to look at. Although he didn't seem extravagant, Jesus held greatness inside himself. This caterpillar just like that, has greatness already inside of him. In order to see that greatness, he's going to have to live, and then he's going to have to be reborn to see it. He's going to have a complete makeover, a complete shift. He's going to have to totally transform. Jesus, he lived, he died, he was entombed like this caterpillar, made vulnerable, completely changed. Isaiah 43:17-18 says, we are to forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Can you not see it? Can you not see it? Forget what you were before. I'm doing a new thing. In fact, if I were to go on, I would say in 2 Corinthians 5:17-21, it says, this means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone. A new life has begun. All of this is a gift from God, who brought us back to himself through Christ. And God has given us this task of reconciling people to him. For God was in Christ, reconciling the world to himself, no longer counting people's sins against them. And he gave us this wonderful message of reconciliation. So we are Christ's ambassadors. God is making his appeal through us. We speak for Christ when we plead, come back to God. That's our purpose, that we bring people back to God. For God made Christ, who never sinned, to be an offering for our sin, so that we could be right with God through Christ. And anybody who wants to be his disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, and follow him. Whoever wants to save their life will go from that caterpillar into a cocoon and be willing to die and be transformed and reborn. Anybody who wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me will find it. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet they forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? This is what God was telling me. He said, Abby, butterflies are created to fly. You're not created to be ordinary. And although These butterflies are only going to live 24 hours. And if you knew your life was that short, would you hide underneath the leaf? Would you try to stay hidden? Would you try to go back to what you were before? Try to be that caterpillar. Try to not stand out, because these butterflies, they stand out so much that they are easy prey. Birds could come after them. Kids could catch them. They could easily be tossed to and fro from the wind and the elements of the world. The caterpillar was held in a prison. They couldn't go very far. It's like the earth was its prison. But then when it was reborn, it's like they found a new freedom. They were created to fly. Even if they only lived for a day, they weren't going to try to hide just because they could be persecuted, just because they could be criticized, just because they could be hurt by this world. They weren't going to stay hidden. They were going to soar. They were going to stand out, and they were going to be what God created them to be. Because like the butterfly, we are in this world, but we're not of it. And I might land in this world at times and settle down for a time, but I'm not bound to this world. I'm created to fly. We are created to fly. We are created for greatness. We are created to do greater things than even Jesus did. We are created to live a life more abundantly, to heal the sick, to deliver those who are being oppressed, to stand out. I am created. You are created to stand out. You're not created to hide, to live in fear, to be bound to the earth. And when you fly and when you stand out, you might get eaten alive. But don't live in that fear. Fly anyway. Do it afraid. Do it afraid.